Hi guys. So this is going to be my first movie review I'm doing after my content. I'm redoing my content because I'm not playing video games anymore. I said that in my last video. So I'm going to talk about my thoughts on the Flash movie that recently just came out as of this recording. Um yeah, I didn't like it very much. I thought it was stupid. Um the first thing I should say is the star of Flash, Ezra Miller. Is a bad, from what I understand, is a very bad person. He's a criminal. He trafficked guns. He broke in people's houses. He attacked people. He's also a creep. Um, I won't talk about the creep stuff, because I don't want my video to get taken down or something. But yeah, he's a really bad person, and for some reason, Warner Brothers, who has no clue what they're doing with the DC franchise at all. I've actually heard they're going bankrupt because they're that incompetent. Yeah, they didn't recast him or anything. They just kept Ezra Miller because they're lazy assholes. But yeah, he's a bad actor. I mean, he's nothing like Barry Allen. He's basically playing Wally West. Um, yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I don't know, it doesn't make any sense. But I already, the movie's production was like a complete mess. There was like four different directors. There was a bunch of writers. There was even more directors if you count the stuff before the DCEU, because that movie, the Flash movie's been in development since like the 90s. And for some reason, Warner Brothers never made a Flash movie during the 2000s or any time before that, because again, they don't know what they're doing. They don't have a clue. Um, Grant Gustin should have been the Flash in the movies, even though the show he's in is really bad right now. It's terrible. He's still a very good actor, and he's the best Flash that that people have had. He should have been Grant Gustin should be the Flash in the movies. I've always thought that. And yeah, I'd like another thing too. This is going to be a spoiler review. I'm going to give full spoilers. Um, yeah, Grant Gustin and John Wesley Shipp weren't even in the movie. They didn't even make it. They didn't make any cameo or anything. There was in like the weird CGI scene near the end. Like there was a Flash, Jay Garrick Flash, but it wasn't like a specific actor, from what I could see anyway. Um, yeah, and that's pretty disgraceful as well, because Grant Gustin has played Flash for like since 2014, for almost a decade, and he's not in the movie. John Wesley Shipp played him in the 90s. He's been playing him. He played him again in the newer Flash show. He's not in it, and they probably knew how bad the movie was, so they probably never appeared in it. Um, Michael Keaton was good. He's my favorite Batman of all time. My personal favorite. Or live action Batman. I love Batman 1989. It's one of my favorite, probably my favorite superhero movie ever made. Batman Returns pretty good too. But yeah, I loved him, and from what we saw of him in this movie, because I mean, there was a lot of him fighting in that when we did see him, and we didn't get a really good fight scene with him in the older ones because of the restraints on his suit, like he couldn't move his head or anything. But yeah, that was one of the few bright spots of this movie. Supergirl was in it. She was actually pretty good. I was surprised. I thought she'd be more annoying, but she wasn't. She was pretty good. Um, Ben Affleck was in it for like a little bit. Ben Affleck, we see him as Batman for like a minute. When we saw him, it was pretty good. Uh, Gal Gadot and Jeremy Irons were Wonder Woman and Alfred for like a tiny bit. They didn't do very much, but they were good. Um, Most of the movie was just two Ezra Millers talking to each other, and they're just so annoying. I don't, especially like the younger, supposedly the younger Barry Allen. Like it's really like gets on your nerves. Well, he's kind of supposed to, but the actor's bad. Um, yeah, it was like the advertising for the movie had Michael Keaton Batman and Supergirl having like major parts, but they only appear from like 15 to 20 minutes of the movie. So it's false advertising. So again, Warner Brothers doing stupid, scummy shit, which they usually do. Um, yeah, another bit of false advertising. They paid like Stephen King or like Tom Cruise money to say that the movie was like the best of all time. That's scummy as well. Because it's not. It's horrible. And apparently people do like this movie, and I'm not saying like it's okay. People have their different opinions. I think this movie's stupid. I didn't like it. Um, the action scenes were good, but like that's kind of it. Like some of the action scene, but like the CGI in the movie was fucking horrible. I think it was the worst CGI I've probably ever seen in a movie, and I'm not kidding. It looks like it was the CGI was made in 1995. That's how bad the CGI is. Um, yeah, like especially when like he's time traveling and like running at the beginning, like it's really bad. I'll talk about the CGI a bit later, but the Flashpoint story in the movie, I wouldn't have done the Flashpoint story. I would have done an origin story because people don't know anything. Most casual people don't know much about the Flash, so they should just tell like him just fighting like a villain or something like Captain Cold, because that was one of the original scripts. He's fighting Captain Cold, or Gorilla Grodd or something like that. Reverse Flash they could have saved for the second movie, but yeah, they should have just did the origin story. For some reason, they did Flashpoint. It was kind of Zack Snyder's fault too. They did that. I think they should have did a Flash movie before they did the Justice League. But yeah, the story was done somewhat faithfully. The general stuff about it was faithful to this source material. Now the smaller things like Wonder Woman, Aquaman fighting each other, and like Cyborg being the main hero and that Cyborg having a role in it, that's not in the movie. But the older Batman and like Superman being in captivity and the world being destroyed, that's in the movie. Yeah, Zod being in the villain being the villain in the movie was really really stupid. I mean, even having like Reverse Flash as the villain, like they should have had him. But he's not in the movie anywhere. Reverse Flash isn't. Instead, it's General Zod for some reason. That's like having like the Green Goblin as the main villain of a Captain America movie. It's really stupid. Or like having like pretty much just Green Goblin Captain America. Like it's really stupid. Like Michael Shannon when he was in it looked like he didn't even want to be there. There wasn't even really a villain because Zod's only in it for like 5 to 10 minutes, maybe. Yeah, he's very like you don't see him till the end. Like there's no build, there's no scenes with him or anything before that, just nothing because this movie's a piece of garbage. Dark Flash is in the movie, but like he's literally I don't like to use that word, but he's only in the movie for like 2 minutes. Like what a joke. And yeah, Dark Flash is Barry Allen in the future. I guess they tried to make a twist with that. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense anyway because Reverse Flash is the cause of the Flashpoint storyline, and he's not in it. Um, yeah. I mean, like who would kill Barry Allen's mom if there's no Reverse Flash? Who killed Barry Allen's mom? Like it's just a big plot hole. They don't address at all. Um, yeah, like they try to make it like Barry Allen killed his own mom, but like there's probably a million other things he could have did to prevent that from happening. Um, another thing I should mention at the beginning, like Batman, when you see the Michael Keaton Batman, he's like he has like a beard, he looks like homeless or something. He's like a hippie. Um, it doesn't really explain why he's like that. It said Alfred dies, obviously, because the guy Michael Gough played him. He's dead, so that makes sense. But there's nothing like Wayne Manor's all abandoned. It's never explained why it's like that. There's no explanation for that. Um, it's just a very rushed movie. It's just like also another thing like he's reluctant to help the Flash, even though General Zod's gonna blow up the planet, which is really out of character for Batman. Even if he was like all depressed in that, he wouldn't be doing that. Um, yeah, so yeah, like I said, the CGI was the worst thing I've ever seen. It's worse than like Scorpion King. I'm not even kidding. It's like really bad. Um, the Superman cameos made no sense. Like I don't understand why they were even in the movie. Like I'm not even joking. Like they just had Superman cameos there. There's no point to them. I guess maybe they're trying to set up Superman Legacy or something. I don't know. I don't know. They have Nicolas Cage Superman in it. I don't think most of the audience would understand what that even means. Um, Christopher Reeve is in it, like people that died. And the CGI is terrible as well. I don't think Christopher Reeve would have even liked to be in this shitty movie. George Reeves was in it. Like they don't talk or anything; they're just there. Um, yeah, like they have no purpose to the plot or anything, because just to introduce a multiverse, I guess. But general audiences know about the multiverse because it's being done so much. It's been done in like 15 movies, so people know what the multiverse is. So DC thinks that their audience are stupid, apparently. Um, the George Clooney appearance at the very end was really, really stupid. Like, George Clooney was the worst Batman ever. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, the Lewis Wilson and, like, the other guy that played him, like, 1949 or whatever, like, they were better than George Clooney. He's a terrible actor. I don't know why people like him. He's only famous because he was hot. They used to think he was hot back in the 90s. And he was in all the medical drama shows. That's all he was in. He's a fucking horrible actor. I don't know why they... Apparently, according to James Gunn, he's going to be Batman. George Clooney's going to be Batman again. The shitty-ass actor is going to be Batman again. Apparently. So that makes things even better, I guess. The post-credit scene, like I said, apparently I don't know if I said like Aquaman's in the post-credits. I left the theater before the post-credit scene. Yeah, apparently it really sucks. I've never seen it. Apparently Aquaman's like drunk, or Jason Momoa is Aquaman and he's like drunk or something. I don't know. Who cares? Um, yeah, I mean, I was just severely disappointed by this movie. I have no faith in James Gunn whatsoever because, I mean, he was hyping up this movie and it's terrible. And I have a feeling that he's gonna make another Superman. The Superman Legacy is going to be another Superman origin story, which we've already seen like 20,000 times. He hasn't kept Henry Cavill because he has no clue what he's doing either. DC should probably be sold to someone who actually cares about the property and, like, just anybody, just someone buy DC because nobody gives, because it's being done so horribly. The fans have been so mistreated the past like 30 years or something like that. The fans have been mistreated for DC. I know Warner Bros. Has owned DC since 1969, but someone should buy it off them. Like, I've heard Star Wars is being sold off. It should be something like that. Like, all of DC should be sold. But that's probably never going to happen, though. Instead, Warner Brothers is probably just going to keep on ruining DC over and over again. Yeah, it's just depressing. I don't know. There's people that really like this movie. I don't really understand why. I mean, like, the movie just makes no sense. Just Ezra Miller's such a stupid actor. He acts like a discount dollar store Spider-Man the whole movie. Yeah, I don't really have much to say besides that. Like, it's just like this, like, I think you can tell the script's been like rewritten a bunch of times when you watch the movie. You can tell. Like, there's no villain in the movie. There's no, like the point of the movie is the Flashpoint story, yeah, but there's no, like, satisfying conclusion or anything. It's just, I can't explain it. It's just like, it should have been just a solo movie. It should have been like the third Flash movie. But yeah, that's pretty much all I gotta say. I'm sorry if this, my thoughts on this, if it was a bit like incoherent. I wrote down notes. I'm reading off the notes. But yeah, I didn't like this movie very much. I wouldn't say it's like the worst DC movie. I don't know if it is. Might be top 10 worst, maybe. But yeah, it's bad. I don't like it. If you're gonna see a movie, either see the Spider-Man movie. I've heard that's really good. The Spider-Verse, or Across the Spider-Verse, or watch Transformers 6. I've also heard that's good. Watch either of those two. Do not spend your money on this piece of shit movie. Because I would have loved to see a Michael Keaton solo Batman movie, but this is not that. It's fucking terrible. Flash literally puts a baby in the oven in the movie. Which, I don't know. And there's like a girl screaming for like 5 minutes in it too. That seems to be seen. Just really irritating. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could like, comment, subscribe, that'd be appreciated. I'll see you guys later.